ICO. Mysterium, good investment. Mysterium, cryptocurrency. To the moon. Mysterium decentralized VPN. Mysterium virtual private network. Private network. Mysterium Bitcoin. Mysterium good investment. Should I invest in Mysterium? Is Mysterium a good coin? Mysterium coin. Mysterium cryptocurrency. Mysterium. Mysterium. Mysterium coin. Mysterium coin. Mysterium coin. Mysterium coin.
Mysterium coin. Good morning. I'm the Data Lord, and you're watching Crypto and Coffee here on Decentralized TV. And hope everyone's doing well. It is Monday, July 17th. And you know what that means? It means that you're watching right now and we're hanging out. And I hope you're doing great. So the show's not starting soon. I'm removing that from the show. I'm sorry. It's started now. And so, Indo, what's up, buddy? I see you. Good morning, brother. Let's get into some charts, shall we? Hold on. I'm tripping. Where did that go? No, help me. Private check. We're okay. So, also, I got to change the background. Hold on a second. Please forgive me. I got to do the thing. There you go. There you go. So, our top gainers for the day, shall we? If you were to look over here, this tells you where we're at right now. So Bitcoin Ordinals has a coin called Moon. Moon is up 116% for the day. Our cryptocurrency Moon is up nearly the same amount. And notice things that are pumping huge aren't big coins. Sushi's probably the biggest one down here. What that means is that nothing's happening. That's usually what that means. So if we were to look at the normal market over here, and I'll zoom in a little for you, big boy. There you go. So you can see Bitcoin pretty much flat, negative 0.4 in the last 24. Ethereum, negative 1.1 in the last 24. Ripple, negative 1.3 in the last 24. Cardano, negative 2.7 in the last 24. Solana, negative 4. Dogecoin, negative 2.4. Polygon, negative 2. Litecoin, negative 3.4. All these things are good. Why are they good? Well, it's healthy retracement. If things go up forever, it means someone is pumping it to squash you later. The general amount of people getting into the space doesn't typically move that way. It doesn't move always up, always up, always up. It's usually like there's a few real ones who stay, but the majority are just get rich quick, or people like BlackRock just pumping stuff. So is what it is. Don't cry, Delilah. Don't do it. But I think our charts for the day are actually more interesting than that, because where we are is more important than what the price is. And so looking at Litecoin here, we got, I'll go over here to Auto. So we've kind of formed this like head and shoulders pattern on Litecoin. We had this rally up. I think this is what's happening. We had this head here. This shoulder here, this head here. And even though we're low, this is a freaking awesome entry point. Like, I am scooping more bags right here. And so what I fully expect to happen is between now and the next 2 weeks probably, week and a half to 2 weeks. I really do expect us to pump again on Litecoin. I don't know where this will peak out at, but I really do think prior to the halving on August 2nd, we're going to see that price rise up. What's up? Good morning, Cobug. I see you, brother. We should see that right shoulder start to form coming up soon. So just pay attention to that. I don't know what levels it'll be, but right now is a good pickup, and it's certainly going to do something either before or after the halving. But I don't know if it's going to be after, which would be atypical, or before. I'm thinking before. So the next week or two, I'm really hoping to see 115 Litecoin tried. Maybe we hit higher than that, but at very least, you can make some money on that, retracement. So if you were to look at day view on Litecoin, and it looks terrible on my screen, and I apologize for the auto fit. Yay! So we have this big old wedge that we've kind of formed, and so we broke out of it, and that is why I expect, since we did break out of it, that we're going to have some finality in this action before Litecoin tries to figure out where its new floor is going to be. So that's Litecoin. If you look at Grayscale Bitcoin, it went up on this huge rally, 68% up. And yeah, we have a retracement of like 8%, but like honestly, after a rally like that, that's totally fine. We have Riot kind of doing very similar behavior. A huge rally, 505%. If you picked it up where it really went bullish, and yeah, those people made out right. That was risky on paper, but they are in a good position. And mind you, Grayscale and Riot, these are for people who aren't in crypto. They don't necessarily want to put their money in self-custody against my advice, but they do want to move their 401k Roth IRA type money into something that plays on Bitcoin's price action. So if your mom or dad or uncle or grandma, whatever, says, hey, what's this Bitcoin thing? But they're not really ready to take the whole plunge into getting a hardware wallet and figuring all that. At very least, expose them to the price action. And I think that will win them over when they're like, oh, you see how much money I made on this? It's like, yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if you had custody. When wrong pipe. Hold on. I hate this. I do this thing all the time where I'll breathe like what I'm drinking and just cough. It's stupid. It's my stupid human trick. We have Solana is still above its support level. So if we come down under this, I might look at scooping some trade position. Ripple over here, you can see we are way overextended. These are day candles, dude. Like look how full Ripple went. Ripple went almost 100% up just on that one day of news, and then dropped down to 55% of what that was, right? So yeah, I think people made a quick pump. There wasn't that much excitement in Ripple. They talked about it a lot, though. I think what is exciting is just the clarity that we have on proof of stake coins, I think, is kind of the takeaway. Ethereum, we are in our accumulation still. You can see we're banging around between 1750 and 2000. Seldom ever breaking out of those bands, and if we do, we really have to confirm out of it for a period of time greater than a week before we're confirmed either above or below. So right now we're smack in the middle of this accumulation channel. So if you were to pick up a position, it wouldn't be the best, wouldn't be the worst. It'd be exactly in the middle. So mind you, when we're closer to the 1745, that's typically where you're going to want to play a trade. And if you do that, not financial advice, but you stand to gain 15% as it swings pretty normally. So helium had a huge run up, but I really had no clue why. There's no relevant news or anything. It's just turd coins pumping, but it went 52% up and then retraced down to 20% of that. So clearly we have a wedge forming. I don't know if it's going to be a long wedge or a short wedge, but right now it's a flag, and we'll see what happens. We'll just pay attention to that. Dogecoin, we have accumulation channels still, and I like this. I like that we're in an accumulation channel because if you were to look at the big picture on Doge, it really gets fun quick. We have this beautiful descending triangle. We've been in, these are day candles, mind you, huge descending, and I'll get rid of this and give you some more Doge on the screen. So huge descending triangle, right? We're squeezing right now, and so as we squeeze, you're going to see more pressure build up before we snap out of it. So that can go way over here into December, but I really think you're going to kick yourself if you didn't accumulate something while we're in this accumulation channel. This whole box here is accumulation. So frankly, in my view, anything under 7.5 cents per Dogecoin is probably a good pickup. And, I think a lot of people forget that Doge has a huge history of being looked at over Bitcoin. And it was only recently because of, I think it was Binance, who started throwing it over USDT. And so if you were to look at I think it's Bittrex, or we'll look at Poloniex because it has a lot of history. If you were to look at Doge, the history goes, dude. I'm telling you, it goes way back here. And you can see just as an analysis on how Doge behaved prior to, Elon, right? It would move in these sine wave cycles. Do you see that? How it's like a heartbeat, like sine wave, sine wave. It missed the sine wave, hit the sine wave again, it had a bigger rally because it missed these two. Heartbeat, 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 heartbeat. And so because it did this, it was really easy to predict accumulation. And I think the Doge still runs this way, but there's some other factors in play, like Elon randomly tweeting things, right? But if you were to look at, accumulation to the top there, that's 125%, just easy money all day. And so a lot of people knew this, Bitcoin miners, Litecoin miners. And so they just accumulate bags and they'd, set their targets, kind of knowing what they were, and they'd intentionally cause it to pump randomly just to get, price action moving. So really predictable behavior here. And then we saw in 2021, Elon came in, and that's why this huge run up came. And so when Elon started messing with all the Doge stuff, we saw 7,200% increase in Doge price sentiment. Congratulations to anyone who made that pump. Who knew Elon would get into the space on that one? But if you were in Doge anyways, because of these sine wave pumps, you would have probably had a bag right here anyways, because you saw us go under that support level. And notice the Satoshi value. This is way more predictable, to look at look at Dogecoin in this sense here. So these are day candles, mind you. And just as an analysis, if you were to go back here and just look at the date range between most of these, I think that gives you an idea of, bottom to bottom. We have 230 days here. If we look at this bottom to this bottom, that is 400 days. So roughly 200 days equals one cycle in Doge, and you can see how like right around 220, that was like one cycle, and we failed it, and so it went further, and then we had another Doge cycle down to here, right, which was another like 220 days or so, and then we saw Doge rip because basically the pump that was expected to be here and here got consolidated into this next one, right? And so bottom to bottom, another 220 or so days, right? If so just mind that Doge moves in about 220 day moves. So if we were to take that understanding here and look at bottom to bottom, you know, if you were to look at here and to move over 220, was like right there. Well, we failed that cycle, didn't we? And then you look at that point to here, we had pretty much a delay in how long it took, but it did pump. So again, 308 days, so longer. That's okay. And then, from this bottom to this bottom, we're at 250. So looking at that 220 to 250 cycle we have seen historically on Doge, like we're kind of at that point where, yeah, it could go as long as 300. If it does go to 300, we're looking at, August 2023, which is this year, right? So it's just like, just pay attention. Doge is at that type of accumulation level where we tend to see it rip. And so it's just a matter of time, in my view. And with news like Zuckerberg and Elon fighting, I think that's the type of BS news that randomly affects Doge enough to trip it. And so thinking about Doge in these terms, now that you have some of my inside baseball, you could probably accumulate a bag down here and look pretty smart. The types of gains I expect us to do is, we basically had 2 cycles of dud, right? So I do expect some makeup rallies, and if that is the case, we stand to go about 186%, something in that range here, up here. That's this second head we had here. It could stand to go as high as 252%, all the way up to like 460%. So I'm not saying it's going to hit those levels. This is not financial advice, but I am saying if the past is any indicator of Doge and why it moves the way it moves, why do you move the way you move, baby? I think this gives you some perspective here. So don't just look at Doge over the USDT. Look at Doge over BTC on Poloniex on the charts, and you can make some way more informed decisions. So now you know my secrets. You're welcome. And it's because I love you. And then looking over at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is at 50% dominance, thanks to everyone who was on the chat. I think it was Friday where I was like, I need to add this. So this is Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin has risen, from 38% dominance back in September of last year. And now we're at 52, retracing down to 50. So what does that mean? Well, when Bitcoin's at 50%, it means it's not altcoin time. But when we move, closer to 45% dominance, we tend to see alts rally. So that's why this is particularly relevant. I'll do some analysis on this and find the key levels in here that tends to trip off some serious pumps inside of crypto, but I haven't done that analysis just yet. And Bitcoin price, I think this is pretty important. We have been in this descending wedge, right? Oh, forgive me. This tool is not always the best. So we were in this descending wedge here. We broke out of it, which is cool. And now we're just in this accumulation band, and, and this is not meant to be seen as like a fast and true, but it is meant to be seen as we're bouncing around in this channel. And so 3,000 to 3,100. What is it? 31,500. That tends to really be our support right now. So our resistance and our support. So we're going to bang around in this channel until we confirm 32K and above. And quite frankly, I think we're going to move sideways for a little bit longer until we see that type of move. So accumulate. Make sure you do your DCA. Just hodl. Don't trip about it. So anyways, we got a full house today. What is up, everybody? Just Bossy, good morning. Happy Monday. I see you. Boston just behind. What's up, brother? See you. Good morning. Lo-fi animal hype. What up? Or anime hype. Lo-fi anime. I love that. What is up? And Juan Carlos Garcia. Foodie and Fit. Good morning. What's up, brother? So let's read some of the news, shall we? Because we drink about coffee. We talk about crypto, and it's time to do both. Also, in the chat, how do you take your coffee? What's your favorite roast, and how do you typically make your coffee? Are you iced coffee? Are you espresso? Are you drip pot? Are you a freak who just crunches beans like a psycho? You let me know in the chat because I'm interested. Personally, my big go-to is espresso over ice and half and half cream. So it's kind of my deal. Iced coffee, I'm with it. I am with it. Make sure you use filtered water too. That's a big deal. You filter that water and all of a sudden your coffee tastes way better. Why is that? Well, if you live in Flint, Michigan, that's a joke. Calm down. It's okay. So, am I? No, we'll start with the Doge news. We'll start with the Doge. Oh, you like yours cream sugar and you like the darker roast. I see you, just Bossy. Make sure if we're hanging out, I'll get you some French roast with cream and sugar. Chocolate covered beans. Yeah, but what if you just like raw dogged a full fist of just straight up beans, Anyways, so Elon Musk, he did some tweet, and this wasn't on like a long time frame, but it did cause a pump. And by the way, look at that cut, bro. Look at that crop. That's a nice crop, bro. In a sudden surge, the price of Dogecoin experienced a vertical rise of 3% today, shooting up. And this part isn't big news. The big thing is just seeing the type of reaction from a simple statement he makes is what I want you to see. Shooting up from 7 cents to 7.3 cents per Doge in just 1 minute. Catalyst behind this explosive price action, none other than Elon Musk, the enigmatic billionaire and notable figurehead of Tesla, SpaceX, Twitter, and XAI. They didn't say that one. Renowned for his playful interactions with the crypto community, Musk responded to a question on Twitter about his preference for dogs or cats with a simple yet impactful answer: Doges. The seemingly innocuous response was enough to ignite a sharp pump in the price of the eponymous token. What the heck is this word? Eponymous? Eponymous. Of relating or constituting an epitome. Okay, I see. Named after something else or deriving from an existing word. Okay, so because he says Doges, speaking of an actual Doge, the Doge cryptocurrency was eponymous. I don't like that word. That's a cute dog, though. Cute little, what's that? Is that a golden retriever puppy with a little black button nose? Cute. Doges. I clicked on it. Shame on me. So almost instantaneously, large volumes of trades flooded the Doge market, triggered by what seems to be automated buying bots. And this is the part I wanted you to see right here. There are bots that are analyzing Elon's tweets, and if keywords are said, they buy. And we learned that they're able to pump the price 3%. That's how much money these bots are armed with for that type of plain trigger of Doges, right? So but what seems to be automated buying bots meticulously programmed to seize any mention of Dogecoin by the self-proclaimed Doge father himself, Elon. So this is relevant because if he fights, I shouldn't say if, when he fights Mr. Zuckerberg, I expect stuff like these bots just to trip, and normal people will get into it, of course, but I have no clue how high that price is going to go because of that behavior. It might get wild. Almost instantaneously, large volumes of trades flooded the Doge market, triggered by what seems to be automated buying bots. However, the pump proved to be short-lived because it wasn't real people, it was just bots. Merely a minute after the vertical candle appeared on the Doge price chart, it deflated just as rapidly. Astonishingly, a mere 3 hours following the tweet, the price of Dogecoin plummeted by 5% at one point, effectively eradicating the entire pump and leaving the token a couple percent lower. Oh, saying it so. Too simple. This unexpected reversal of events may serve as a cautionary tale, suggesting that attempting to trade Dogecoin based on Musk's tweets or news is an exercise in futility. The pattern that emerges from such trades are all too predictable, making it increasingly likely that one would end up negative rather than profitably competing with lightning fast trading bots, which effortlessly exploit such trends. So, protect your neck out there is, I think, one of the points. It's a good idea to have limit sells ready to go, and you'll make that bank. But one of the tricky things, if you're doing limit sell orders, is if it pumps hard, you kind of tend to price yourself out of a position. So, not financial advice. That's my take on it. Like you're gambling at some point. That's okay. Into why do you think it's funny that I talked about eating a fistful of dry beans? Just it's like eating gravel. So next article here: Unstoppable Domains adds .eth domains through Ethereum name service. So this is cool because it's crypto entering normal IT world and business use cases. So let's read. Unstoppable Domains and Ethereum name service have dominated the decentralized domain namespace as competitors until now. And that is an AI-generated image of Ethereum with a marker. Okay. Two of the biggest platforms powering Web3 decentralized domains are now available under one roof after Unstoppable Domains announced support for .eth domains from the Ethereum name service. Two providers have been central pillars in the Web3 domain space, allowing users to create human-readable domain names and cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Decentralized domains also act as a profile across the Web3 ecosystem, unlocking a host of functionalities. The way you said it was priceless, bro. Raw dog a handful. Yeah, you get what you get. So, decentralized domains also act as a profile across the Web3 ecosystem, unlocking a host of functionalities. And here we have Unstoppable.Polygon saying ETH is coming to Unstoppable. Unstoppable is now your one-stop shop for Web3 domains. Buy and manage your .eth, .nft, or .x. Ooh, edgy. Domains all in one place. And I got to say that emo 13-year-old Brandon would be hyped about a .x domain. So if I could have my own website, yeah, it's pretty much my band.x. It's pretty hardcore, like, wow. The future is now. Better yet, we're introducing new functionality that makes buying .eth domains I clicked easier and more seamless. As Cointelegraph previously explored, Unstoppable Domains and ENS encountered for a combined 6 million domain registrations in early 2023, with registrations increasing markedly from 2022 onward. Users can now buy .eth domain names through Unstoppable with added payment methods and functionality to streamline the management of ENS domains. All .eth domains purchased from Unstoppable will be registered through the ENS smart contract and have the same functionalities as registered through the ENS. This is cool. Users can also purchase .eth domains through Unstoppable without connecting them to an existing Ether wallet. Wow, that's great. This is provisioned by or for hold on. This is provisioned for by Unstoppable Vault, a non-custodial offering that allows users to secure Web3 domains without initially having a cryptocurrency wallet. ENS users can also take advantage of an auto renewal mechanism through Unstoppable, canceling out the need to renew .eth domains on chain and the possibility of losing a domain as a result. Ouch, that would suck. The integration with Unstoppable also allows .eth users to purchase their desired Web3 domain with several different payment methods from Bitcoin and 12 different cryptocurrencies to conventional fiat payment options such as credit cards, PayPal, Google Pay, and your mom's favorite, Apple Pay. Unstoppable is also developing .eth domain management tools, which will include the ability to set cryptocurrency addresses, manage on-chain profile data, and transfer .eth domains. An announcement shared with Cointelegraph highlights users who buy .eth domains through Unstoppable can use ENS integrations. However, .eth domains purchased through Unstoppable will not function with Unstoppable's 800 or so integrations. So just going straight with Unstoppable is the way to go if you're going to get one of these domains and want to have integrations presented. Unstoppable also supports a number of Web3 domains, including .nft, .crypto, .wallet, .dao, Bitcoin, .polygon, .binance US, and .blockchain. So, interesting. I really like to see how this technology is kind of unfolding, and it's not just a one-stop shop now. There's now 2 places you can go for this, and there's reasons you'd go to either of them. So, interesting stuff. I personally haven't done a ton of work just yet with these decentralized domains, but I think the time is nigh. Let's see here. Here's how many Bitcoins are now lost forever. Forever. If you haven't watched The Sandlot, you should watch it tonight. Also, it's summertime in the United States, so you might as well just watch The Sandlot anyways. Let's see here. On-chain data vendor Into the Block has shared data that may suggest how many BTC coins have been permanently out of circulation by now from the slightly more than 19 million mined Bitcoin. According to a recently published tweet by this data aggregator, approximately 29% of the circulating BTC have remained dormant over the past 5 years. Company stresses it's likely that a big portion of these Bitcoins have been lost forever. Ever wondered how many Bitcoins are lost forever? Our data shows that 29% of BTC hasn't moved in over 5 years. This is either HODL gang or people who didn't know how tech worked, and that's fine. It's possible a large part of this concerns lost coins. It probably does. And that's what I've been saying this whole time. Technically, yes, Bitcoin has a fixed supply, but people are going to keep screwing up custody. And as they screw up custody, if you have custody of your coins, you have a bigger piece of the pie. So, yes, 21 million Bitcoin ever will be put into circulation. After that, no more Bitcoin. But there is a mechanism that functionally acts as a unscripted burn, right? Because people are just going to lose their keys and they can't get that coin ever again. So if you hold Bitcoin over time, that Bitcoin is just going to be a bigger and bigger percentage of the total pie of coin that could be moved. So you actually do, on paper, technically have more and more percent of the Bitcoin network if you just hold. So what a gift. It matches the recent tweet of Glassnode about hodled or lost Bitcoin. The data agency reported recently this metric shows 7,781,224 Bitcoin. So that's how many could be lost. That's a ton, dude. That's so much. So BTC amount of hodled or lost just reached a 5-year high of 7,781,224 Bitcoin. So almost 8 million Bitcoin are either in cold storage or people aren't going to get them again. Wow. Neato. On Thursday, July 13th, the flagship cryptocurrency Bitcoin surged by around 3.5%, soaring to the 31,641 level on bullish news for the whole crypto industry. Judge Annalisa Torres announced that Ripple did not violate U.S. securities law by selling XRP on public crypto trading venues. Unlike that, Ripple selling XRP to financial institutions was deemed selling securities by the court. Well, still, this partial victory drove the XRP price up by more than 70% and pushed the rest of the market way up as well, including Bitcoin. Many major crypto exchanges that delisted XRP immediately after the start of Ripple SEC lawsuit in December 2020 have now relisted it, including Coinbase and Binance US. However, the following day, the crypto market leader fell by 4.78%, hitting the 30,000 zone at the time of this writing. So, what is the news here? The news is that people lost their coin and the price of Bitcoin is going up, and the amount in supply has a fixed number, 21 million. So, next article here, Ethereum Layer 2 resolution protocol ZK Sync introduced its new update. So this is cool tech news, guys. Matter Labs, the main developer of the Ethereum Layer 2 solution ZK Sync Era, has introduced a new proof system called Boojum, not to be confused with Boojum or Huge Bum. Those are different things. Matter Lab, the main developer of Ethereum Layer 2 ZK Sync Era, has introduced a new proof system called Boojum. Boojum! 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 Sounds like something MC at like a UK drum and bass festival would just yell into the microphone. Boojum! Like that. ZK Sync introduces Era protocol new update Boojum. Boojum is a Stark-powered proof system that can be run on consumer-grade GPU hardware, which is great for all of you Minecraft hardcores. That's a joke. And offers superior performance compared to previous systems. The proof system developed by ZK Sync is based on a Rust-based cryptographic library and powers the upgraded zero-knowledge circuits of ZK Sync Era and ZK Stack. Wow. Previously, ZK Sync Era was based on a proof system that used a type of zero-knowledge proof called SNARK, which we talked about and love, enabling Layer 2 sequence to process more than 100 transactions per second. Did you get my TPS report? That's what that is. My TPS report. The team hopes to achieve significantly higher yields with Boojum using Starks. Boojum's notable feature is its compatibility with consumer-grade GPUs that only require, I don't really like this only, 16 gigs of GPU RAM. So only 16 gigs. So you got to pretty much get one of these 16 gig, like 3070s or better. Probably. This accessibility allows users with normal hardware to contribute, encouraging wider participation in the network. Yeah, but do you get money for doing that? I don't know. Boojum upgraded. It's currently live on ZK Sync Era mainnet in an experimental phase during the test period. Actual production data is used to create and validate shadow evidence, like using a black light in a hotel room. This process aims to fine-tune the system, detect potential problems, and mitigate risks before full mitigation takes place. So that's cool. I'm down with that. Reasonable, obtainable hardware requirements. actually using hardware to secure this layer 2. That's cool. And here's our headline for the day. Bitcoin Lightning Network is now supported by Binance. Yeehaw. Adoption of Bitcoin's leading scaling solution, Litecoin Network, has steadily grown since 2020, with Binance now on board. Yeah, we should open a hot dog vending cart. Could make some Bitcoin money. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance enabled deposits and withdrawals on Bitcoin's Lightning Network on Monday. Lightning is now alongside other options, including Bitcoin Mainnet, BNB Smart Chain, and Ethereum. Lightning serves as a layer 2 scaling solution for Bitcoin. The network is intended to speed up transactions and reduce fees reminiscent of Ethereum layer 2 protocols like Optimism. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Are we good? It's never good when you think it's good. Forgive me. Biological functions, you know? It supports direct payment channels between users, allowing Bitcoin to be sent off-chain while settling on-chain in batches. This design has presented its own risk profile, with Lightning developers warning users that software is still under development and not to get pwned because they're too bully. Speaking of bully, what's up, Gundy? I see you. You missed it. We were talking about raw dog and coffee beans. So rise and grind, nah, dude. Just straight whole beans. Whole beans, baby. Most software deployed in the Lightning Network is still considered beta software, meaning it may contain bugs that could lead to irrevocable loss of funds. For most operators, the biggest risks are data loss from power outages, hardware failures, and bugs. Actual bugs, like physical bugs, like moths, per Lightning's FAQ. Bitcoin sent over Lightning should appear in seconds, with network often used for micropayments and real-world transactions. Twitter, for instance, enabled BTC tipping in 2021 via payment app Strike, which uses Lightning Network. Did you know that? Twitter allowed BTC tipping in 2021 via a payment app called Strike. That's neat. Screw coffee, just dirty water. Just eat the straight beans. Yeah, we talked about that. We were saying just it's a little sharp on your throat, but I mean, you could save time, right? Binance pledged to integrate Lightning last month, but said doing so requires further technical work. So last month, Binance said they would integrate Lightning, and here they are. Other exchanges such as Bitfinex, Kraken, River Financial, and OKX have already integrated Lightning into their platforms. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong in April hinted that his platform may do the same, but hasn't provided specific timeline yet because they're doing other things involving the SEC. That was parenthetical. Lightning adoption has steadily increased over the past few years, although it hasn't been without hiccups. There's about 4,900 BTC, or $148 million, on the Lightning Network right now, up from under 1,000 BTC, or $30 million in 2020. So people are really using Lightning Network as the takeaway, and it's a good idea to check it out because it's fast, it's cheap. What more could you want, right? What more could you want, but? And so seeing a company like Binance integrating this really proves that like it's showtime for Lightning Network, and it's time to start using it. That's, I think, the takeaway. Yeah. U.S. government moves Bitcoin connected to Silk Road. For those who don't know, this is about a tapestry convention. No, that's a joke. People sold drugs. That's what they did. They sold drugs and switchblades and guns with the serial numbers filed off. That's what they did. A few a few days ago, the Bitcoin wallet allegedly belonging, I'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Allegedly belonging to the U.S. government's Justice Department moved several BTC linked to Silk Road. Indeed, on 12th of July, it appears there were 2 outgoing transactions totaling more than 9,800 BTC, worth nearly 300 million at the current price. Wow. Previously, on the 7th of March, there were 2 other outbound transactions totaling 49,000 BTC, amounting to as much as nearly $1.5 billion. It is believed this wallet not only belongs to the U.S. government's Department of Justice, but also holds part of the Bitcoin seized from the Silk Road. It has actually only been active since March of 2022, while Silk Road's closure dates back to 2013. However, incoming transactions related to the seizure of BTC linked to the Silk Road date back to last year. At this time, the wallet appears to be empty, so the DOJ has transferred all the Bitcoin stored in it to others. In total, over the months, it had received nearly 50,000 Bitcoin. 50,000 Bitcoin. The possible sales of Bitcoin linked to Silk Road. Typically, when authorities seize Bitcoin, they end up putting them up for auction, which is what you do. It's like a garage sale, but you're selling Bitcoin. Over the years, the U.S. government has already held several auctions during which it sold BTC that it had previously seized, and is therefore possible that the 9,800 BTC that was transferred will end up being auctioned. However, it is worth mentioning the total daily trading volume of BTC on the crypto markets is around $7.5 billion. So 300 million could have relatively little impact. And we have Christian Mitchie here. Have used all the trading method and skill in crypto, lost all money, any information, smart ones. Is this a real person or is this a bot? Chat decides. If you are a real person, ask a real person question. However, it is worth mentioning that the total daily trading volume of BTC on the crypto markets is around 7.5 billion. So 300 million could have relatively little impact. What's more, it has long been known that those BTC would end up in the auction sooner or later. So it is possible that the market has already priced in the news. For now, there are no reports that any U.S. government auction for large Bitcoin sales have been officially announced. In addition, it is possible that in order not to risk excessive price drops and thus reduce proceeds, the government may decide to break up the sale into several auctions that could be held over a relatively long period of time, so as to give the market time to absorb these sales without large losses in value. Makes sense? For example, the price of Bitcoin fell 0.8% after the news of 2 transactions from that wallet, but it has already recovered its entire loss afterwards. In contrast, the 2 transfers in March caused a much larger drop, but even that was later absorbed within 3 days. Bitcoin auction. So when the government decides to auction seized BTC, it organizes its sale in lots. Not all lots necessarily go into auction at the same time. And in fact, it appears that as early as March, some of the Bitcoin held in the above wallet were auctioned in lots totaling less than 1/5 of the total 50,000 BTC. However, it is not the only wallet that belongs to a U.S. government agency, so the BTC actually auctioned off could be more. These auctions are held fairly regularly, though not necessarily every year, because seizures of BTC are not as rare as is generally believed. However, the lots that are put up for sale are rarely small amounts. The government generally waits until it has some in the till before auctioning them off in large lots. For example, the sale held in March apparently yielded more than $200 million. What's more, the sale price for those who participate in these auctions is often decidedly attractive because no one would want to buy such large sums at market price. In other words, the bids from potential buyers at these auctions often stop at below market prices since there is no fixed price, so there are those who are able to take advantage of them to make good deals. Since they are held only when the US government or some of its agencies or departments decide to sell, and since the lots for sale have large amounts, there are not many buyers, and it is not even certain that it is not even certain that right then they're willing to spend a lot to even buy Bitcoin. All this means that the sale price often turns out to be decidedly attractive because you're buying BTC under market value, right? For example, Tim Draper in 2014 participated in one such auction and was able to buy 30,000 BTC at a price of just over 630 per coin. How would you like that? How would you like some $630 Bitcoin? 3 years after the price of BTC skyrocketed to 20,000. Since the U.S. government seized Bitcoin cost the U.S. government nothing, auctions such as these often generate benefits for almost everyone except those whose BTC were seized. Yeah. So pretty interesting stuff. The U.S. government's got a big old pile of Bitcoin, and they sell it off at stupid prices, probably to their buddies, but who knows? Maybe it's legit. Maybe it's fair. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Yeehaw. Yeah. So the Ripple lawsuit. Now the XRP is not a security. What is next? I think this is what everyone is really hoping to understand. Also, how cringy is it that the XRP community calls themselves the XRP army? Does that not feel a little government shillish? I don't know. Despite the celebration by the XRP army, the direction of lawsuit could change, but this depends on the subsequent actions both parties would take. And this is by Victor, a journalist. What a guy. So, yeah. Zoom out a little bit. The recent judgment of the 3-year-old case puts Ripple on the front foot. Some lawyers suggest that an SEC appeal could overturn the judgment. There's always more after the ending, always the next morning and the next, always changes, losses, and gains, always one step after the other. That's poetry. Beautiful. This quote, coined from Ancillary Mercenary, a novel written by American author Ann Leckie, matched the recent happenings connected to the Ripple lawsuit against the SEC. On Thursday, 13th of July, Judge Annalisa Torres ensured that the long-standing Ripple lawsuit involving the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission took a significant turn. The judge, in her ruling, noted that XRP, project's native token, was not a security. Yeah. That there is a government coin, Paul. Yeah. This development sparked a jubilation around the crypto community. In fact, XRP, which had dwelled in complacent consolidation for weeks, also went on a non-stop rally moments after. Despite the progress made on the matter, Ripple might still need to watch out for the regulatory body's next steps, because bait and switch is how you catch a pig. But before that, let's have a quick overview of what led to Ripple's lawsuit in the first place. Let's go down memory lane, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go down memory lane together. Ripple's woes began in 2020. At the time, the SEC alleged that the blockchain firm had sold XRP to the tune of $1.4 billion as an unregistered security. While Ripple had fought tooth and nail to quench the allegations, the SEC maintained that the company violated security laws. As per the recent judgment, the SEC also partially emerged triumphant because Judge Torres agreed the sale to institutions was an investment contract. One major reason the SEC went after Ripple and XRP was on the basis that the token passed the Howey test. Under the U.S. Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, the Howey test is used to determine whether an asset is an investment contract. For the asset in question to be considered one, it has to be in common enterprise with the expectation of profit. Yeah. But Ripple's repeated argument that XRP was not a security fell on deaf ears as the SEC proceeded with legal action. However, William Hinman emails, which recently went public, seem to support Ripple's claim. In the email, the ex-SEC director of Corporation Financial noted disgust. I hate how that worded. Noted disgust. Okay. How Bitcoin and Ethereum were not securities. Oh, I understand. In the email noted, but they did this comma thing. Stupid. Interestingly, some of the comments he made were beneficial to Ripple's defense, and expectedly, the firm did not let go of the opportunity to use it as evidence. Concerns for the XRP army. Cringe fest. Now that the Ripple has gained an edge, its CEO, Brand Garlinghouse, mentioned that the declaration that XRP is not security was all he needed. Due to this, Garlinghouse, you spelled that wrong, noted that the case might not be up for trial. The most important part of the ruling, XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a contract, transaction, or scheme that embodies the Howey requirements of an investment contract. This is now a matter of law and not up for trial. Besides this point, the CEO also spoke to Bloomberg. In the interview, he beseeched, that's dramatic, the U.S. Congress to call the SEC to order. He noted that Ripple had moved a lot of its activity out of the country, and 90% of its customers were non-U.S., should be a space there, because of the prolonged issue. A lot of our activities have been outside the U.S. jurisdiction because that's where our customers' demand is. But I think that's where the U.S. is losing because the SEC has prioritized power and politics over sound policy. That sounds like a verse. A lot of our activities have been outside the United States jurisdiction because that's where our customers' demand is. But I think that's where the U.S. is losing because the SEC has prioritized power over politics over sound policy. It doesn't quite rhyme, but it kind of has a verseness to it, doesn't it? Furthermore, Garlinghouse, spelled that wrong again, opined that if the U.S. was to set a positive precedent for crypto, then it has to do something about the SEC calling out cryptocurrencies, all cryptocurrencies, a security. Back up, bub. You don't know who you're messing with. From a legal perspective, Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Aldiorti, cleared the air on some statements from the judgment. According to Aldiorti, Ripple's only concern with the court will be connected to institutional sales as per the court's order. However, it seems that Ripple and its XRP army have to deal with backlash going forward. That was because Charles Gasparino, who didn't seem satisfied with the judgment, called XRP army an investment cult. That's beautiful. Yeah. Peace out, Don. I'll see you, bud. Moments before the accusation, Gasparino threw a question about Ripple's transparency and management. He asked, so does Ripple have $1 billion in cash laying around or $1 billion in XRP that they will cash in to pay the fine, which also dilutes retail? Another question I have for the management. This question did not sit well with the XRP community. As a result, many resorted to criticizing Fox Business correspondent. So what lies ahead? As it stands, there is speculation that the SEC would appeal the judgment. And according to Mark Fegel, a former SEC regional director, Ripple's celebration could be short-lived. Fegel, who shares an opinion via Twitter, noted the judgment could be reversed based on the securities standpoint. Wouldn't that be novel? For now, a retired lawyer also went ahead to say the SEC had the upper hand if both parties appealed. Fegel, in responding to a comment that he should deal with a loss. My opinion is that both sides will appeal, and the SEC has a better than ever chance of getting the ruling on the programmatic sales reversed. Bill Morgan also addressed the chances of an appeal. According to the legal practitioner, Ripple might appeal the customer's sale part. He also added that this could end up in a settlement between both parties. That could be interesting. While Ripple CEO Garlinghouse did not explicitly say if the firm would appeal the case, he noted the SEC taking the same action would be a waste of time. In the aforementioned Bloomberg interview, he said, as a matter of law, the law of the land right now is the XRP is not a security. Until there is an opportunity for the SEC to file an appeal, which would take years, frankly, we are very optimistic. So do you hear that? They have a trick up their sleeve. They could pull this out. It would take a while. So they're probably going to let a bull market happen, and then they're going to snap this potentially in order to pull out of the bear market or pull out of the bull market and force us into a bear. So let's put a bookmark in that and remember as news happens. So that is our show for the day. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined. If you would, go ahead and throw a Dirty Shovel Gang in the chat because we know we support self-custody. And, until next time, keep calm, huddle on, baby. I love you. And we'll be back on Wednesday, same time. And we're gonna jam out a little bit. We're gonna jam out. Hope you like to jam out. Yeah. What are my thoughts on LTC? Do I think we're going higher after the upcoming halving? I did cover that, but sorry, real quick, because I care about you. Because I care, I'll give you a bonus. Give you a bonus round, bud. Let's turn that down for a second. So, really, this is what I think is happening. I think we have a head and shoulders pattern. We have a left shoulder. I'll take this out of the screen. And it's okay if you missed it. Okay, I got you. So we have our left shoulder. We formed a head here, and we're kind of at the bottom. This is a spinning top day candle, so it's undecided, and we're likely to push up from here. So we have probably a good accumulation point, and we stand to gain. If we hit this last shoulder level, 28% on this pump, but we have plenty of precedent for it to go much, much higher in not so distant. So last year, basically, we've seen it go, all the way up to 300 per coin, pretty much. So that's what it could look like. I don't think it will. I don't feel like we have enough rocket fuel to hit that high, but I do think we will do a little thing here. I do think we stand to gain, whatever this percentage was. It was like 30%, yeah. So I think we have resistance here. We had to punch through it with volume. So yeah, something like 30% probably from here. I don't know the time horizon. If it's anything like this past, bottom to bottom, it's like 12 days, right? So 12 days from now would be something like here. Something like the 29th of July, maybe. So, I think the next week we at least move up. That's my take on it. So, yeah. The Eastern world does buy up earlier. And of course, I appreciate you asking questions, dude. I know this show's a little long and not everyone hops on right away, so it's cool. There's a mom joke in there somewhere, I'm sure, but I wouldn't dare make fun of anybody's mother. It's not the right thing to do. So yeah, until next time, keep calm, huddle on. I'm glad you have a huge bag. I'm adding to my bag, not financial advice. So, anyways, let's Let's turn it up with a little Blueberry Moon. See you later.